What is going on, guys? Ryan from Livin here. Today we're on the beach here at the Boyden Inlet, and today we are doing a little bit of fishing off the beach. And if you guys are looking for an action-packed video of swinging fish into the beach, onto the boat, whatever, any of that kind of stuff, we'll let you know today is not really that. Today is more of a day in the life, kind of hang out, chill with me as we walk down the beach looking for some fish here during the mullet run. Not a super action-packed video, but we still had a lot of fun here today, and hope you guys enjoyed this trip with me. We're also going to be hunting for some sea glass today, which is something I've never shown on the channel before. It's something that I've always done for a really long time, and super fun for you guys to do yourselves if you want to, if you live by an ocean. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time today. You guys stay around. Today is a little bit more of a day in the life of living salty. Let's get into it. We finally found the mullet. You can see that dark patch straight ahead right off the beach, and there you go, there's some fish blowing up. That is the mullet. That is the mullet run migration that we are looking for. We found them, but we're like a mile away from my truck that's all the way over there, so we don't have a cast net. So what we're going to be doing is throwing our artificial Mr. Mullet lure right here to see if artificial bait can get the job done. This is awesome. I see the bait around. Hopefully there's some fish as well. There's a snook literally right in front of us on the beach right here. He's just cruising along. Right, literally on the very edge. That is crazy how close he is. Okay, oh, we're gonna put this lure right in front of his face. We put that lure right next to him. He did not seem enticed at all. Trying to keep my eye on him. There he is. Well, we just had a fish on, but it jumped once and I know exactly what it is. It's that big old houndfish right there. It swam right up to the beach. Hopefully it didn't tear up my lure too bad, because those guys have some gnarly teeth. He cut away at the paddle tail a little bit, but it's still okay. That is not exactly what we were looking to catch. But hey, they do fight like crazy, so I think I have to correct myself. The school of bait that I saw down there earlier that we were casting at, where that snook was, I'm pretty sure those were actually pilchards and not mullet. And so far, I haven't seen any mullet along this beach, which is a little disappointing, because I mean, the mullet run annual migration should be, I mean, it's happening. I'm just not exactly sure where they're at. I kind of thought they would be here along this beach, but apparently not so much. But we still got some bait along here. I've been seeing occasional jumps. We have a couple birds that are flying around, so we're gonna keep tossing around our lure, see if we can find ourselves a fish, or we might be switching things up today and doing a different kind of video. We'll see. We'll see if it turns into that. There's something I've been doing along the beach for a very long time, and I have a lot of fun with, and that's collecting sea glass. And this beach is great for it, especially at this tide with all these shells and everything in that row. So if the fishing doesn't work out here, then I'll be showing you guys, I think, a little bit of our how I collect some sea glass. All right, after walking that entire distance to the beach, you could barely even see the inlet over there. We're gonna switching things up again a bit, like I mentioned before. We're gonna be walking this little line right here. I'll kind of explain as I'm doing it what I'm looking for, but we're gonna be looking for some sea glass today. I really like to collect it, and I've never shared it with you guys on YouTube. I have on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me there, make sure you guys do. It's livin_salty with 2 Y's. I posted some reels and stuff of that before, but not here on YouTube or Facebook. So we're gonna be walking the line over here and looking for some sea glass, and take you guys along with me. And standing right here recording that, we are standing on top of our first piece of sea glass right here. So you can see it's a nice green piece of sea glass. Its glassiness quality, meaning how much it was actually tumbled along on the sand, is not great, but we're gonna still take it for now and clean up the beach. But that little piece right there is our first find of the day. So I'm pretty sure you could do this at pretty much any ocean beach. You should be able to find sea glass. But sea glass is just regular glass that is broken in the sea from bottles and whatnot, and it gets tumbled along in the sand, ends up on the beach, washed ashore, and it creates this nice little like pastel colors and like hazy glass that isn't super sharp on the edges anymore, quite dull and rounded out. Just a nice thing to collect and look for when you go on the beach. So we're walking along this shell line. Now I find it best to do this when the tide is a little bit lower. That way more of the beach is exposed, and that way you can see some more of the shells and all that kind of stuff. But like right now we have a little dry period until the next patch. But we're just gonna walk along this line. Still keep our eye out for any fish or anything like that out there, and be on the look for some fish and sea glass now. It's kind of cool looking. I just found this crab claw that is pretty intact and super vibrant. I mean, you can see, I mean, look at those orange colors of that claw. I'm not exactly sure what kind of crab this would have came off of either, but pretty cool find here. See, now we've come across a more densely populated shell section over here, so we're just going to take our time, scan back and forth, take a look closely, and just want to look for anything that shines and it looks like glass. You kind of get an eye for it after doing it a while, but you still have to go really slow to be able to scan all the shells on the beach. Is that, you know what that actually kind of looks like? No, that is sea glass. I didn't think this was actually glass. I thought it was just a piece of plastic or something, but that is most certainly a piece of sea glass right there. Nice little clear piece you can see right there. This one's actually pretty nicely hazed over. Edges aren't too sharp. That is a pretty decent and nice piece of sea glass right there. Somewhere in this frame, there's a piece of sea glass. Somewhere over here. Can you guys spot it? Can you spot it? Can you spot it now? Can you spot it now? It is right here. We got a nice piece of white sea glass. Ooh, this one is actually our best piece of sea glass so far. You can see it is nice and hazy right there. The edges are super dull. That is an absolute beautiful piece of sea glass. All right, that's another one for the collection. Huge fish swimming by right there. I'm not sure what it is, but he's just swimming along in the bait school right here. We took a break from our sea glass hunt. Oh, we spooked him. We put the lure right in front of his face and spooked him. Wow, that is a big fish. I'm not sure what it is. Almost looks like a barracuda or something like that. He's super skittish, and now he's heading way off in the distance. Shoot. Shoot. We're back at this big old bait school over here, and when I looked up, I saw that big old fish just swimming on through the middle of the bait school. Alright, looks like we're going to move on there from fishing that bait school. That one big fish did circle in though, and that was definitely something decent, but he wasn't interested in the old mullet lure here. So we're going to continue on with our sea glass hunt. We have I don't know, another half mile to go so we get back to the inlet. So we're going to continue on searching, see what else we can find. And I'm not sure if I mentioned in the video yet, but the beach is absolutely littered with jellyfish. I mean, look, we got a jellyfish here, we got a jellyfish there, jellyfish there. If you look in the water, not sure how well the GoPro is going to pick it up, but we got jellyfish right here, jellyfish right here, jellyfish right there, there. They are literally absolutely everywhere all along the beach. So definitely can't be going in the water today, not doing any diving, but I was planning on actually coming out and diving for some more lobsters. But while I'm standing here, we found a next piece of sea glass right there, that big old dark spot. That is a nice size piece of sea glass. Look at that baby right there. Let's rinse her off. don't know why I said her. It's definitely not a her, it's a piece of glass. There we go. Okay. For sea glass quality, this is definitely like on a scale of 1 to 10. This is like a 1 or a 2. It's terribly glass. It's very, very, very shiny. But it is super big, super sharp, super dangerous. So we're still going to take it off the beach. But this probably isn't going to make the sea glass collection, unfortunately, because of how sharp it is and how fresh it is. I'm sure the GoPro probably picks it up somewhat, but that is a very fresh piece of glass and not what sea glass is supposed to look like. It needs to spend a little bit more time in the ocean before we found it, but like I said, I don't want to be throwing a piece of glass this big back into the ocean where someone might swim, step on it or something like that, so we'll be taking it off the beach. And that's the great thing about sea glass collecting, is that we're also cleaning up the beach as we're walking along. You know, we're looking through all the shells and everything like that, and picking out the glass that doesn't belong, whether it's sea glass that we want that's desirable, or glass that hasn't been glassed over yet, or however you want to say it. We're cleaning up the beach too, so it's a fun activity to do, whether you're by yourself like me, alone on the beach, or you're with your friends, your family, anything like that, kids. It's like a little scavenger hunt. So now you can see we're getting a lot closer to the inlet over here, and as we walk around on the beach, you can notice the same line that we've been walking this whole time. The shells are kind of diminishing as we step over more jellyfish. There's not nearly as many shells, which means there's not going to be as much sea glass washed up. There still might be some big chunks that you might find just by themselves in this area, but for the most part, our sea glass hunt for today, it looks like, is going to be concluded. So this is actually pretty cool here. If you guys don't know what this is actually a mangrove seed, and you can see it started to have a little bit of roots, and you have the mangrove growing out the top. And I've actually planted one of these before. You kind of put them in a bowl of water, leave them outside, and it'll still grow out the roots, and eventually you can plant it. So you know what, because this guy's already got some sprouts going, it looks like a healthy seed. I'm actually going to take this home, and we're going to go ahead and grow this guy out, and we can keep you updated on how he's doing in future videos. Time to get some sand and some water here for our little mangrove seed. So we're gonna hop down just like that. We're gonna go ahead, grab a little bit of sand in here. That's a little too much. That should be pretty good. There we go. You can see our little ratio of sand to salt water, and that's all it's going to take. And if you want to do this on your own and you find the seed, just grab the sand and the water from the beach there. It's a little tiny bit, so you can bring that in like a water bottle or something like that. And this is the new home for our little mangrove buddy. Alright, so we're going to leave this outside in the sun. Nice little sunny area over here. We're going to take our mangrove seed here. You can see, better look at its growth it already has, its roots underneath. We're going to go ahead and just stick them on in the salt water and the sand. And they don't have to be like super buried in there. He just kind of, it's going to hang out just like so. And now we are growing ourselves our very own mangrove plant that we got off the beach. Like I said, I will try to keep you guys updated in some future videos on the growth of this little guy. Alright, now let's show you guys the sea glass haul that we ended up getting today. Let's see. This is our big piece here that was not very glassy over, that we'll probably just end up recycling. This is going to be a pretty decent looking, nice size, very thin. It's a unique shape, I would say, for sea glass compared to what I've gotten. Not too glassed over, but still a very nice piece. We have our small little green piece that we found right away. Actually, that's not true. This piece is green too, but this piece is pretty decently sea glassed over. Not fantastic, but... And then our best piece of glass today is going to be this white piece. You can see the nice haziness that it has, rounded edges, I mean, it's just a definition of a perfect piece of sea glass right here. So this is probably our best piece we found today. Now we'll add some of these to our collection of all of our sea glass. So here's how I have my sea glass displayed. You can see it's a nice little bowl of sea glass that goes pretty deep on there. It's a pretty good amount we have here. You can see some beautiful, that's like picture perfect piece of sea glass. We got some unique colors like this blue one right here, this blue one here as well. We got browns like this big old bottom of a bottle brown piece right here. Got sides of brown bottles, all sorts of cool stuff. And this one right here is my prized piece of sea glass. This one's huge. I mean, you can see how big this is compared to my hands. Not glassed over the best, but it is hazy. It does have smoother edges. I'm super, super proud of this piece. This is my display piece of sea glass that sits right here in the middle of this coffee table next to the rest of the pieces of sea glass. But this is our collection. Like I said, just tons and tons and tons of little pieces in here. And it just looks really nice, colorful, and kind of shows off all the treasure I got over the years. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I know today was not an action-packed video like I mentioned in the beginning. We attempted that beach fishing, but weren't super successful. We're gonna have to give it some more tries. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Definitely hit that subscribe button because you guys are gonna wanna stick around. When I do find those mullet and they come around, there is gonna be some very, very big fish chasing those schools. Big snook, big jacks, big tarpon. You guys are gonna wanna stay tuned to see when we finally get into some of that mullet run action. If you guys did enjoy this video, this little chill day in the life video, make sure you guys hit that like button. And also, like I said, consider subscribing down below. Really helps the channel grow a lot and I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching again, and until my next video, remember to keep living salty.